Welcome, everyone. This is the Our Day Off podcast here at King of the Hammers 2026, and I'm here with Hunter and OnX. OnX, we ran into you guys down at the general store here in town, and what a cool place to be. Not a lot of people know, but Hammers has a sweet general store that has everything under the sun in it, including Sims and OnX.
Yes.
So how's that going for you guys this year?
Dude, it's great to be in there. So I came to Hammer 2 years ago. We were out by Main Gate 1. Super windy, super dusty. Got baked by the sun. So being in the KOH General Store this year has been amazing. Obviously protected from the wind, the sun, and we got the simulation racing. So when we're slow, we can pop over there. Practice
Nice.
our skills on the course, which has been awesome because when you play the simulation racing, now I know exactly where they're at on the course. So it's been awesome being in there.
Nice. Yeah, the Sims are pretty wild, being able to drive the King of the Hammers trails, on a computer, and you can pick different cars. You could be whatever driver you want within reason.
Yeah, no, it's
So
been a blast.
It's pretty cool, and you guys kind of get the front row seat for that. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I haven't drove those Sims yet. I've drove them up at Dave's house, and then at PRI, they've had a bunch of Sims there. So I've done the road racing ones, and then the King of the Hammers ones, Pikes Peak.
Yep.
So it's been some pretty cool Sims for sure. And then the ones that move.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, they
wild,
brought
right?
one in the other day.
Oh, they did. They have one in there now.
It is in there now. It's awesome to
Badass.
see the people driving that. I want to do it myself just to see because they say it's very realistic to what the racers are experiencing out there right now on the course.
Yeah, it's pretty insane how it moves and reacts with the car. So pretty wild. But we won't talk about these Sims too much because that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about OnX. I have used OnX for a very long time. Was super excited to talk to you guys and meet you guys at the general store. What you guys are doing with this app is wild. You guys have Hammertown on there now.
Yep.
In detail, you can zoom in and see where all the vendors are, all the locations. You can see VIP tent, media tent, race ops, all that stuff. And in each road, you've got road names on there and everything. So you've come a really, really long way. I remember back when I first got OnX, and it was just like a couple trails here and there, just kind of getting the start,
Yeah.
So from to see it now is pretty awesome.
Yeah. So the Hammertown map has been something that we've wanted to do for a while. And it's not just limited to Hammertown. We're also doing it with Overland Expos as well. I know we're at obviously King Hammers, but having the map displayed inside the app has been a game changer for people. This year, especially being able to zoom in, you can see all the vendors, the areas, the desert spectating areas as well is huge. The laps are now in the app as well. So we're trying to do as much as we can to bring an amazing experience to people that are using the app out here.
Yeah, you guys are knocking it out of the park. Absolutely. I have used it so many times. Me and my girlfriend took a trip out to Colorado just recently, and I only used OnX to find trails and take the Jeep out on trails while we were there. So again, I use it all the time. I love it. The updates are great, and being able to track where you've been too. I use that a lot for me personally. I'll actually track my trips on my OnX app. So it's just cool to be able to go back and see where you went and like, oh yeah, I remember that trail. I want to go back to there, or want to take friends to a certain place. It's really nice. It's really nice and really impressive what you guys have built. What is next with OnX?
So something that we are in beta with right now and that's coming down the pipeline for this year is, this is not the exact name, but it's going to be basically buddy tracking. So out here, everyone is running Starlink now. It's like Starlink minis have been taking over. You look around every vehicle, someone has Starlink on the top. So something that we're going to be integrating into the app here shortly is the ability to track your friends. So like you were just talking about Go and Track, you can track your routes. It's going to be in that same screen actually, where you'll be able to start a group track. So you'll be able to see where everyone is on your map, which, I mean, especially out here, is going to be awesome. So we're super stoked for that. We also released the dispersed camping layer last year, which has been a huge hit. We're going to try to expand on that a little bit more. I know that's kind of separate from King of Hammers, but the buddy tracking, the ability to track and see where your friends are at, and then also dispersed camping are like some of the things that we're really leading into, especially going into 2026.
Gotcha. That's really, really cool. So it's going to require a Starlink to do the buddy tracking part.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you just have to have a Starlink on your rig and be able to get on the internet. Is that something that you guys have been working on for a really long time, or is this fairly new? I know you just said it's still in beta.
Still in beta. It's definitely been something that we've wanted to bring to the app for a while. I think it's been a hot topic and a hot request for, especially out here at King Hammers with this type of crowd, people that want to track their friends. So yeah.
Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I've used it all over the country. I've never had any issues with it. And is it Is it something that has evolved over time? Is it has it how does it work? Like what are we doing when we're using it?
Yeah, so I first started using the app probably about 5 years ago, and like you mentioned, it's come a long ways. We are trying to lead the scene for off-road maps, obviously. So taking feedback from people that are using the app has been huge. Trying just to deliver as many upgrades and updates to the app that we can. So, for example, like you said, the dispersed camping was a huge layer that we have wanted to release for a while to target people that need extra assistance, or if you're going to a new area that you haven't been, they're able to pull up that layer on the off-road app and then help guide them to potential sites that or roads that have camping on there. So we're always trying to look and explore to see what is potentially missing, what people are looking for, and then trying to implement those into the app as fast as possible.
So you're calling it dispersed camping?
Disperse camping, yeah.
What is that? What is that exactly?
So the dispersed camping layer, if you go onto the off-road app, you can turn that layer on specifically, and it will highlight trails in national forests that you are able to camp on. If you click on that trail that's highlighted in yellow, it will also give you additional information. For example, some roads are maybe only 100 feet that you can camp off of that road. Some are up to 300 feet, but you can get all of that information inside of the app. We're looking at expanding that a little bit further going into this year if we can. But it really just helps, like, for people that are new to the scene and not really sure where to go to camp, like you can turn that layer on, zoom out, and now you have all this extra information. We're not giving away exact spots. I know people were concerned about that. We're not telling, where secret spots are, where your favorite spots are. It is just helping people recreate responsibly and also safe.
All right, everybody. I want to give a quick shout out to CT Raceworks. CT Raceworks makes the baddest parts in the industry, including the parts that Kyle Cheney uses to win the 2025 King of the Hammers 4400 race. Now, if you would like to use those same parts, feel free to go over to CT Raceworks and use the Our Day Off discount code, and that will get you a 5% discount on your entire order at any time. So that's Our Day Off discount code upon checkout. Back to the show. Is the app subscription based? And the only reason I'm even saying it like that is I know it, but I want you to explain to maybe people that don't know.
Yeah, so it is subscription based. At King Hammers, actually, right now we're doing 50% off, but we have two levels of service. We have premium, and then we have the elite. The main differences between those with elite is you get the private land data. So if you are going off road and exploring, it is nice to have that information. It's also really nice just to research that information. I've used it for outside of off-roading. So, like, for example, if you're looking at a piece of property to maybe purchase or do whatever, like, all that information is inside the app. We also partner with elite brands, so Warren, Max Tracks, Method Race Wheels. That comes with the elite package as well. And then other features such as high definition topo. You get Canada and Baja. So if you are traveling down south into Baja, the elite is the main one that you would want.
Gotcha. Yeah. I have actually surprised people using the app when we're talking about something, or I wonder who owns this property, or I wonder who, we pass like a cool house, right? Like a big mansion or something somewhere. And I'm like, hold on a second. And I just pull up my OnX, I don't tell them. I just pull up my OnX and zoom into the spot, and you can find out who owns the property, which is really wild that that's even possible.
Yeah. I'm definitely guilty of that too.
Yeah.
It's really nice knowledge to know. And I know people like maybe are concerned about it, but it's all public. It's all public.
Yeah, it's public knowledge. And
Right.
and I know a lot of guys who hunt use it too.
Yep.
Because do you have like a hunting side?
Yeah, so there are 4 different verticals or 4 apps. We have obviously the off-road, we have hunt, we have backcountry, and then we also have fish as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, OnX Fish is going to be taken off
I didn't
like crazy.
I've never even heard of the fishing one. That's cool.
Yeah, it's relatively new. It's right now, it's only in the Midwest, but it will be expanding. Dude, like it's awesome.
Really? So does it just highlight like the waterways, and then it gives you like the camp spots or the places to fish along the waterways and
Yeah,
stuff
so
like
a
that?
lot of waterway information, what is in, like, because in the Midwest, it's a lot of lakes and stuff. So right now, like, what is in the lakes, routes and everything, and then it really highlights public access for fishing as well.
Gotcha. Where are you guys based out of?
We're based out of everywhere.
Okay.
So I'm personally from Montana. Headquarters is in Missoula, but there's little hubs all over the United States.
Gotcha.
A lot of people obviously with OnX are able to work remote, so it's pretty awesome.
Gotcha. How big's the company? Is there a lot? Is there a bunch of you guys? I mean,
There's a
what's
lot.
it like? Is it
There's
a lot? Okay.
Yeah. 'Cause
Gotcha.
we have 4 different verticals. You got off-road, hunt, backcountry, fish.
Sure.
So spread across those 4 verticals inside the company, there's quite a few of us.
Copy that. And you are basically solely on the off-road side?
I am solely on the off-road side, working with events, social, doing all that type of stuff.
Gotcha. What events are you guys heading to after King of the Hammers?
Next one for this is SoCal. That is March 14th and 15th. So
Gotcha.
SoCal Expo in Costa
Okay.
Mesa, California.
Gotcha. So you guys are going to hit most of the major events, I assume, then?
Correct. Yeah, we're trying to hit most of the major expos, and then we do something that we've really been focusing on last year and then going into this year is supporting community events too. Because I mean, obviously, without the community, we're nothing. So we're trying to support clubs as much as possible, cars and coffee, all of those events. So you guys have an event to submit, you can go onto OnX Off Road community events. There's a little form you can submit that, and we're more than happy to submit those. So
Very cool. Very cool. I like what you guys are doing. Now, is this something that people maybe necessarily not in the off-road community are like using it on the streets? Is this something that can be, I've got guys that do dragon drives and all sorts of wild stuff like that. Is there any kind of future for it in that aspect?
So I think on OnX Off Road, the great thing about coming to these events is I would classify myself as more of an overlander, but coming to these events and then going to like overland expos, it's really awesome to see the variety of people that are using the app and how they're using the app. Going into, this year, we're just really trying to target those areas of people that are like how they're using it, how we can improve their experience with the app, whether it's for camping, whether it's for going and tracking with the buddy tracker and stuff like that. So yeah.
Gotcha. I know a lot of guys that use, so me personally, I use a Garmin in my race car and I also use lead nav in my race car. I've never actually used this in my race car other than on my phone. I've actually mounted my phone to the dash and used it to like be able to zoom in on trails because I feel like the offline use for your guys' app is the best. It's saved me a few times.
Yeah.
Just being able to zoom in and kind of like find out where you're at and where you need to go, because a lot of those other apps or other units that we would use for race tracking, it seems like they'll get into places where maybe you don't have great signal and they'll just kind of like spin. They really don't know their heading. And with your guys' app, I feel like you can kind of spin it to where you know you're facing and zoom in and it stays there. And it's a really nice handy feature. Do you guys have any racers out here that are using this for their race day?
We actually have quite a few people that we've talked to that are running it as a backup, which is awesome. We just talked to someone in the pitch yesterday where their main system went down actually mid race, and he had everything saved inside of OnX Off Road in the track, and they just defaulted to using OnX the rest of the race, which is pretty cool to hear. I know you mentioned offline maps too. We do have 3D maps for offline use now, which is awesome. That just got released probably about a month ago, I think. That wasn't available before, but I'm a huge fan of using 3D maps just to explore the terrain. And now in the offline maps, you can also do that too.
Yeah, this is really exciting for me because I'm a geek for maps. I know I'm kind of like letting you talk, but I love maps. I'm a goofball who will go on like Google Earth at night and just search places and zoom in and check out stuff. And I've used OnX more than I'd like to admit for stuff like that all over. I'm like planning a trip, out of state or something, and I'll go on OnX and I'll find trails I'm interested in, and then I can use that with my phone app, with my maps on my phone, and I can like go back and forth and kind of plan things out. So I'm a nerd for some maps, and it's my girlfriend makes fun of me all the time. She's like, "Why are you just on the map right now? What are you doing?" I'll be laying in bed like looking at maps
Totally.
and screwing around.
I'm
So
the same way though. I mean, that's how like people ask how I find some camping spots or, epic locations, and it's literally just laying in bed at night. 3D maps, satellite imagery, and I'm just scrolling and I'll like drop pins where I think it's a great spot. And that's, yeah, it's addicting.
yeah, it really is. It really is. And I actually had some fun. I got to use your app. We went to Yosemite and did some hiking, and there's no off-road trails there, obviously. It's just hiking trails, but you guys do hiking trails as well.
Yep.
And that came in super handy.
Yeah.
In super handy being offline because you get in there and there's no signal, like you have zero.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to be able to use your app, especially in Yosemite. Have you been there?
I haven't yet. It's
Oh
on
my
my
gosh,
list.
dude,
Yeah.
it's next level.
We've got Glacier though in Montana.
That's
so
true.
it's
That's
pretty
true.
epic.
I have not been to Glacier yet. I've had some family members go, and they say it's just
You definitely
the
gotta
best.
make your way up there.
the best. It's on my list for sure. We're going to Moab with Ultra 4 here. That'll be our next event, and another one of my favorite places to go and off road, and that's like the mecca, right, of off road trail riding.
Oh yeah.
So OnX is like top notch, keyed in there, and you've got it like it's the detail in Moab for your guys' app. It's all used. Like the race mapping and all the other apps we use, they're just out the window. They just don't work. I mean, they work. That's kind of being facetious, but they do work. But I feel like your guys is just better. Like the way it zooms and the way you can check trails out and you can spin it by hand, and it's just it's very cool. It's very cool.
No, it's come a long ways, and we're not done yet.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be more upgrades and updates to the app. I'm super stoked for what's coming.
Right on. I got to ask, 20 years here at King of the Hammers. This has been a pretty wild event as of right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background, maybe a little bit. These mics are pretty good, but we've got music playing. We've got tons of people here. What has your guys' experience been here at King of the Hammers in with the 20th year?
It's been great. So like I mentioned to you, I came to Hammers for the first time 2 years ago with OnX Off-Road. That was an eye-opening experience. Seeing Chocolate Thunder for the first time at night was awesome. But coming back here, I just have a new appreciation for all the volunteers, all the media, everything that everyone is doing to make this event happen is incredible. It is a lot of work if you haven't been out here, if you've only seen it on, the TV. There is so much that goes on behind the scenes to put everything together here, the tents, all of that. The experience is great. I definitely encourage people to get out here. It's just a very unique experience.
Yeah, it is. It is like no other event, really. The fact that this town is built in just a couple weeks time and it flourishes like this, and you have, I don't know the exact numbers. Let's just call it 100,000 people come through these gates. Campers out here. It looks like a sea of people. If you go up on, like you said, if you go up on Chocolate Thunder at night and look back at town, it looks like a city. The amount of effort that it takes to put on this race blows my mind every year, and I've been coming here a long time.
Yeah. So I'm like, how are they powering all this? Like, where are all these generators? Where's all the water, everything? It is literally a small city that pops up in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, it's a crazy time. I've had some friends call it like the off-road Burning Man.
Yeah.
Basically, we're out here in the middle of the desert where there's nothing. Like once this leaves, there's nothing here. There's no power, there's no water, there's nothing. This all goes back to natural. Like even in the short course, I helped build the short course this year with John Goodby and NorCal Racing. I run heavy equipment. So we built that short course from scratch. There's nothing out there. It's a flat piece of dirt. And so we sculpt that all out and make that short course. And then when we're done, after Saturday's race, as soon as that's done, we're out there in dozers and machinery, leveling it back out, making it look like we're never here.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
It's a lot of work. It's pretty crazy to be here for me. And I'm glad you guys are here. It was really, really cool to run into you guys. And is there anything else you'd like to just let everybody know about OnX? Definitely tell them, where they can go get it, where they can view it, if, your next event, all that stuff.
Yeah. So you can find the app, all the apps on the App Store, of course. Special this weekend is 50% off. Something that we didn't talk about is actually that's coming down this pipeline too, is we're doing something called Trail Creators. So we're bringing on 12 people to create long form YouTube videos, like our Rugged Adventure videos, go out and map trails. We're doing a trail review series as well. So highlighting popular trails in different regions around the United States. So we're going to we have 6 of them already. We're looking for 6 more folks to be basically full time. Like we wanted to give people that wanted to work for OnX and do this type of stuff year round, the opportunity to come on board for a full year. So we're super stoked for that. That's going to definitely elevate not only the content side of OnX, but also how we're developing and delivering that information to you guys.
Very, very cool. It's neat to see you guys reaching out to the people in the community who can actually help you map the trails and do the videos and stuff like that. So very, very cool. I am honored to have you here on the podcast here at King of the Hammers, and learn what's next and see what you guys had to offer. I'm telling you, if you guys want to see some cool stuff, make sure you go see OnX. They're at the general store here in town. Tell them the Our Day Off podcast sent you. Hopefully that happens. And I love the map. I'm going to be geeking out on it later on, I'm sure. So,
well, thanks.
Thank you very much for coming on, Hunter. It has been a pleasure. This is the Our Day Off podcast here at King of the Hammers 2026. We'll see you guys later. Thank you.